It has taken 3 years for the team at Audi Sport to design and develop the 2018 Audi RS5, 3 years of rethinking and re-engineering Audi's A5 coupe into a high-performance machine, one that Audi says draws muse from the Audi 90 Quattro IMSA GTO race cars of the 1980s. Near the end of that process, RS5 prototypes spent 3 weeks lapping the Nurburgring's North Loop, recording 5,000 miles of hardcore high-speed experimenting, and every mile on the Nordschleife equals 9 miles on the street, says the RS5's make administrator Anthony Garbus. The result is one of Audi's quickest and fastest 4-seat coupes ever. Unfortunately, Arizona's state police in their gray Ford adventurers have little those who are interested in us sampling the RS5's 174 miles per hour top speed or its 3.7 seconds 0 to 60 miles per hour acceleration, under crisp blue-blooded skies. We're northbound in a Sonoma green RS5 an exclusive complexion, on Route 87 toward Payson, a sleepy enclave in the Tonto National Forest proved famous by columnist Zane Grey in the 1920s. The wide-open 4-lane plunges, dives and stoops, but its 55 miles per hour acceleration limit is strictly enforced, and Arizona's boys in blue-blooded armed with instant radar has only just been written up to in our group for excessive acceleration. According to the victims, the officers wrote the sites while quizzing them about the RS5's specs. Nice. The A5 house now offers 8 representations in 3 body styles, and it constitutes up 10% of Audi's marketings in the United States. RS representations, which also include the RS3, RS7 and TTRS, are maximum rendition vehicles that sit at the top of their simulate positions and engagement BMWs and products and the gang at AMG for erotic wants and dollars. The 2018 RS5 is purported squarely at the BMW M4 and Mercedes C63 coupe, like its rival. The Audi RS5 has trenched natural aspiration for turbocharging. Gone is the model's high-revving 4.2-liter V8, replaced by an aluminum 2.9-liter, twin-turbo V6 it shares with the Porsche Panamera 4S. Audi Sport has tweaked the engine in the interests of greater rendition, lowering its compression rate from 10.51 to 10.1, adding duration to its camshafts, and adding elevate, up to 21.6 pounds per square inch. The gains are genuinely on the torque side. In the Audi, the engine is rated at 444 horsepower at 5,700 revolutions per minute and 443 pounds-feet of torque at 1,900 revolutions per minute, while it's rated 440 horsepower at 5,650 revolutions per minute and 405 pounds-feet of torque at 1,750 revolutions per minute in the Porsche. More important, the boosted V6 renders much more torque than the old V8 has 317 pounds-feet at 4,000 revolutions per minute, and it's 66 pounds lighter. The engine's packaging is also unique to the Audi, and includes stainless steel intake tubing for improved flowing and an petroleum cool that's mounted parallel to the field ahead of the radiator to produce 6.6 pounds of additional downforce. The RS5's 7-speed dual-clutch dissemination is also record, replaced by a ZF supplied 8-speed automatic. This is the same transmission used in the RS7, and Audi drew the switch because the dual clutch can only handle up to 370 pounds-feet of torque, holding the temperature and durability of the unit's torque converter. Who the hell is 10 pounds lighter and unique to the RS representations, compelled the engineers to dial down the engine acceleration allowed by the RS5's open dominate from 4,000 revolutions per minute to 3,300 revolutions per minute, but the additional torque of the V6 and the transmission's shorter rates more than make up for it, accelerating the RS5's 60 miles per hour sprint from 4.5 seconds to only 3.7, which Audi says is quicker than the rival. The RS5 sits a 1/4 of an inch lower than the S5, and even though it uses the same A-arms, it utilizes wider brake centers and less wheel offset to widen its front racetrack by 0.4 inches and its rear racetrack by 0. 8 inches. Dynamic ride control is optional together with the Sport exhaust system for an additional $3,350. The optional suspension, which is also available on the RS7, utilizes sword spring times and adjustable dampers connected to each other diagonally through hydraulic positions and a central valve. It increases the pressure in the diagonally opposed dampers right front and left back, to lessen roster during cornering. The petroleum supply, along with the artillery, are mounted in the stem to optimize the coupe's weight balance. Audi Drive Select is standard, and the RS5 goes well in comfort mode. On Arizona's smooth roads, the suspension robs up larger wallops flawlessly, but you can still experience enough grit of the asphalt in the seat, steering wheel and floor to know you're not driving high standards A5. The RS5 gets standard 19-inch rotations, which weigh 22.5 pounds apiece, and optional 20 inches that weigh 27 pounds. Switch to dynamic mode and the RS5's suspension is in accordance with Matthias Noethling, the technological project administrator on the RS5. Alters into the stiffest suspension Audi offers in the United States except for the R8 V10 Plus. In dynamic, the travel is also possible bouncy, although it's never truly coarse. Noethling and his squad have still managed to round out the edges and keep happens refined over busted pavement. Dynamic mode also sharpens throttle answer, changes the transmission's alter points, ups the steering attempt, and fixes its rate at a very quick 13.51. In normal mode the rate is variable between 16 to 1 and 25 to 1. Dynamic mode also cranks up the engine's sound. In comfort mode Audi artificially amplifies the engine's resonance inside the room below 3,000 revolutions per minute, but it's still in the background, above 3,000 revolutions per minute. Flutterings in the RS Sport exhaust system open to give you most natural audible feedback, but in dynamic mode they're always open and the V6 has an enjoyable burble, even at low spirited RPM. RS5s with the RS Sport exhaust system are distinguished by their black tailpipes. Risking a run-in with Arizona's finest, we pushed the RS5 well past the legal limit on more than one occasion. The 8-speed is quick with a few downshifts, and the turbo V6 pulls hard to its 6,700 revolutions per minute treadline, where the dissemination clicks off a clean and crisp gear change. Nail the accelerator at 70 miles per hour and the Audi's acceleration pushes you into its conglomerate, well-bolstered RS Sport seat and deems you there. The dissemination snatches 5th gear at 94 miles per hour, and the thrust continues essentially uninterrupted. Retain your foot down and the coupe is well northward of the century, stable and relaxed, before the next gear change. Without the Dynamic Plus package, Audi limits the RS5's top speed to 155 miles per hour, more than anyone wants. Of course, we also inquired the Audi's handling on a few tight and twisty side roads. Although it's heavier than the BMW M4, the 3,990-pound RS5 disguises its heft well with quick answer and impressive levels of grasp. It likes to be tossed from corner to corner and sets the power down so nicely that you don't have to be delicate with the throttle. The standard power distribution of its all-wheel drive organization is 40% to the front tires, but it can send as much as 70% to the front and up to 85% to the back. In areas, the system's Quattro Sport rear differential, which is a wholly mechanical group, are also welcome to send all available rear torque to either rear rotation, and in dynamic mode it carries more torque to the outer rear rotation to help the car alter. Audi also allows you to shut off the coupe's stability dominate, but there's also a sport defining with more aggressive tire pod or steps. These systems all work as advertised, determining your mistakes without bungling your fun or cleaning acceleration unnecessarily. Use the paddle shifters and the dissemination equals revs perfectly, and its brakes are massive. The RS5 gets 14.8-inch front cross-drilled rotors with 6-piston calipers in black or cherry red with the RS logo. Those are big front rotors than you'll find on a Porsche 911 Targa 4 GTS. Larger carbon ceramic front brakes are available, and cars with the option get the tire temperature readout on the instrument panel. From the curb, the brand new RS5 jam-packs attitude. Audi has bulged out its fenders over half an inch, dressed its reflection grille surrounding in matte aluminum trim, contributed larger breath intakes to the front bumper, glossed black side sills to the doors and dilated the grille, which gets a black honeycomb mesh. In back there's a diffuser, large elliptical exhaust pipes and a black cheek spoiler, but the coolest division is the sizable Quattro script on the front spoiler. An older guy in the brand new BMW M550i nearly broke his cervix checking it out. The brand new Audi RS5 travels sale this month at $69,900, and topping out around $90,000 with every available option. As good as the brand new RS5 coupe is, and it is incredibly good. That's a grandiose or two more than a BMW M4 or a Mercedes C63, both of which are rear-wheel drive, and you can still get an M4 with the manual transmission. We're not sure if a convertible is in the works, but after the drive, which we managed to complete without a run-in with the existing legislation, we did ask Garbaz about the possibility of an RS5 Sportback. An RS5 Sportback would be a nice addition to the A5 family. He responded with a grin. I'd drive one.